I'm doing a little experiment with wood bending using steam, and here's what I'm working on right now. This is going to be a trout fishing net. So I have a piece of alder and a piece of walnut that I steamed and then bent around this circle that I made. The circle is just pegged using a couple dowels, 3 dowels actually, onto a piece of melamine. And this is for later when I do the glue up. I don't want it to stick, so I'm going to coat this with packing tape and then rewrap the bent wood around it. I should be able to glue it together without anything sticking to the table. And for right now, last night what I did was I steamed these pieces of these strips of wood that I cut on my table saw, and steamed them at 210 degrees for about an hour or so. Here is the handle that I made out of walnut, and you can see I just made a simple shape like a handle of a net. And I bent the strips around it. I'm going to cut off the excess, probably somewhere around here. I'll end up sanding it down to nothing. Just taper it right into the handle. And then I just have to find a source for a net bag. And once I have the bag, then I can drill the holes and tie it in. But got a little shaping to do. Got to hand plane it so these are even, and then I'm going to round it. And this one I only made with 2 hoops, and because the strips are kind of thick, I think that's enough. I was thinking about putting a 3rd strip on it, but I don't really want to make it so thick that I just end up having to sand most of the 3rd strip away. So I think it's going to look pretty cool when it's finished. Little dark light combination, and bending the wood was actually pretty easy. I just made sure it was nice and hot. I had soaked these in my swimming pool for more than 24 hours because they were kiln dried wood, and made sure it was good and soaked through. And then I put it in my steamer, which is over here. This is just something I threw together with some ABS sewer pipe from Home Depot. A few connections, piece of hose. This is a sink connection. It's just a stainless steel tube with a compression fitting on it. And it's all just press fit together. It's nothing fancy, but this is my tube going down into bucket, 5-gallon bucket lid, and I had a nice big pot for steaming clams or cooking lobsters on the grill, and I have about 2.5 gallons of water in here, I guess, and my camp stove. So that's the heat source. It's all clamped down tight to keep the steam going up the tube instead of out the sides, and this little clamp here just holds the tube open because when it's hot it tends to collapse on me. So I just rigged up a little brace to hold it open, and goes into here, fills this tube with steam. Got my cooking thermometer for my kitchen in here, and right now it's 78 degrees, and last night when I was steaming the wood it was 210 in here. So I just put this chamois on the end, kind of control the dripping, and the steam will come out this end, collect any runoff in the bucket, and can't wait to try this again. they're simple. It's not hard to make. Just takes a little time and ingenuity, and steam bending is something I always wanted to try and just never set aside the time to do. So why not? You know, the ease with which this went together yesterday kind of has me thinking I'd like to do a few more. Okay, I'm at glue up stage here with my trout net. And what I did was I took the alder and walnut off the frame, then I coated it with packing tape so that no glue sticks to it. I wouldn't want this to get stuck to the ring. So the clamps here are just holding this in place so nothing moves while the glue is drying. And what I'm doing is just gluing one piece at a time. So here's the alder. This is walnut. I was real careful when I did the clamp up over here that I didn't split the wood because it is a little tricky getting it to bend in here after it's dried. So it was sitting overnight. I would say after I did the steam bending, I left it in the mold for probably a good 18 hours, and now I'm at the point where I just glued it up, and the glue that I'm using is Titebond 3, which is a really good waterproof wood glue, and I use this for a lot of things, which is why I have a whole gallon of it. It's actually turned out to be a pretty easy project so far. If I don't split the wood, I should be fine. At this point, it would really suck to have my handle glued in and then have this hoop break on me. So I'm going to baby it. Well, after a lot of sanding and shaping, here is my first net. It's not finished yet, but it's nice and smooth, and I got the contour that I was looking for. So I think I'm at a point now where I've probably done enough sanding. I took it to 220 grit, and it feels pretty good. It's got a little bit of a seam here that's a little more than I wanted, so hopefully I can fix that before I put a finishing coat on it. But it came out pretty good. I sanded quite a lot. I like how the knob on the end turned out, and you can see where the wood tapers down to just the walnut handle here, but pretty cool. Kind of looks chocolate and vanilla with the alder as the light wood and walnut as the dark. So pretty happy with it, but I'm just going to bend at least one or two more of these before I start finishing. I'll bring them all up to the point where this one is and finish them all together. Well, thanks for watching. So here's net number 2. This is a little longer net. It's still on the 9-inch circle, but I extended it out to 2 feet long from total outside length of the net to the back of the handle, just using the melamine board as a measuring stick. And I figure this will be my float tube net. It's made of cherry on the inside, walnut on the outside, with a maple handle. And got a pretty good tight fit here. I'm going to have to leave this in here for a few more hours. It's still pretty wet. One trick that I picked up after the first net was in getting tighter seams around the handle. Just heat up a mug of hot water in the microwave and keep it handy for when you need to get the clamps a little tighter over here. So just pour some water on top, hot water, and gives me a little more heat to get the bend that I need. So the wood dries really fast. Well, not dries, but it cools off really fast when you take it out of the steam. So you have to work pretty quickly with it to get the bend in before the wood gets too cold and doesn't want to cooperate. So this one didn't go too bad. I think getting some practice. I'd like to do another one, but I don't have enough clamps to be able to do 2 at once. I've got a few extras, but not enough. So, well, I guess this is it for now. I've got more wood in the steamer, but I guess I'll leave it in there for a while and check this in a few hours and see if it's ready to come off the mold.